Tell me something.
Truman, did you know that although we didn't know last year, it turns out Jordan Love actually kind of good at football?
Dahm, that's true. Is it true? I guess it is kind of true.
I think it's true.
It's very true.
Welcome everyone back into another episode of Dahm. That's true. Of course, I'm your host with the most, Truman Steam Machine Steen. As always, I'm joined by the bomb,
Bang!
Owen Dahm. And this week, it's a big get. It's a big get for the show. So every week we're trying to get bigger and bigger guests. Today, believe it or not, to break down the NFC North here, we have an owner of the Green Bay Packers.
A part owner.
Don't. It sounds cooler if you just say an owner of the Green Bay Packers.
How about the owner?
Okay, see, but that's not true.
But he's the owner.
He's an owner of the Green Bay Packers.
One of the owners of all time.
Michael Framps. Framps, how are you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, tired. Worn out. Sore.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lake got us pretty sore.
You guys working out a little too late for a wedding?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the best time to start is today, so But
Yeah.
I also remembered what I'm doing tomorrow, and that is mowing the lawn. And a push mower on a sideways sloping hill is definitely a workout. So
On one of the hottest days of the year.
I'm gonna sweat. I'm gonna lose like 3 pounds.
I know you guys are giving me a hard time for golfing today. So the reason me and Owen are probably both sore is because we both went to the lake this weekend.
Yep.
At Owen's place.
Yep.
I'm so sore because of wakeboarding. I tried to get up like 15 times and couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So my arms are so fucking sore. And
I would say, Truman, you're about 5 to 6 attempts away from figuring it out, and like 7 or 8 from like just never messing it up again.
Right. And I needed and I had to go play golf today for work, and a lot of people are giving me a hard time. But I'll tell you what, dude, it's fucking hot outside, and my arms are so fucking sore that it sucks. Also, your sister was sick, and now I'm a little sick.
Yep.
But apparently that's fair because apparently I stole some of her margarita or canned margaritas. Even though in my defense, she did have like 40 of them.
I texted them, and they said it's fine.
I will apologize this weekend.
I apologize on your behalf. It's okay.
I'm a little embarrassed.
I guess you'll be there.
But I'm not that embarrassed. I understand what was going on, but I maybe didn't grasp how they were feeling about the situation.
You should just say sorry. You'll have a good laugh,
Yeah.
and then we'll all get drunk.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Welcome in, Framps. Today you're here to help us break down the NFC North. Really appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you hanging out. Last year, I believe you tried to sing the praises of Jordan Love, and we didn't trust you. We didn't believe in you.
Nope.
Yeah, we said that he was crazy for saying Jordan Love looks good, and we're like,
It's
oh
too
yeah,
late
right.
to say sorry. What I will say is he did not look good for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean his first like 4 to 6 games were not good, but they were flashes, and I was like, he might be good. He might be good, guys, but
Well, then he was like what, like
Yeah,
a top
we-
5 quarterback in the NFC, if not the NFL, for the second half of the season. Like his splits at the end of the season were quite good.
yeah, I think the last 6 games of the season he was like 12-1 touchdown to interception ratio, something like that.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm still so. Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, and we're going to talk about this probably when we get into the Packers. We're going to break down other teams first. But what I will say is I think Jordan Love is maybe one of the only quarterbacks last year where I was like, or it was the closest that we got to last year where I was like, okay, maybe somebody did beat us.
Right.
I was like, I would be a little worried to see Jordan Love again.
Right.
He made me feel a little bit of fear, and I never really feel that much fear
Yeah, that's fair.
as a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, I mean, we all know what happened at the end of that game, but
I was a little relieved when they got knocked out of the playoffs.
yeah, I don't know. As a Chiefs fan, I still believe that with last year's defense, I think we can beat anybody. And Framps, I don't know if you were you here when I was reading that stat about in the postseason drives? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I did. I heard that.
For those of you who didn't hear, who weren't here for the pre-show, in the history of the NFL, in the fourth quarter, with less than a minute remaining and the offense with the ball, there's only been 125 or so of those drives in the postseason, and the offense has only scored on 40% of those. But of those 40%, which is around 50 or so tries, Patrick Mahomes has been in that situation 7 times and has gotten either a field goal or a touchdown in all of them. So, which is just insane. But we're not talking about Patrick Mahomes right now. We're talking about the NFC North.
I will say, I do also believe that the Packers put up like the second most points on the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What I will say is that MVS did get jumped on there at the end. They did kind of piggyback ride MVS, and there was a no call. But
that doesn't matter if you don't let the Packers score 30 plus.
The thing is, 27. But I still think that even if the Chiefs scored there, I would have been concerned. One, we would have also had to get a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
And then I would have been concerned that Jordan Love might have scored because I think there's still like 2 minutes left when it happened.
Yeah, I mean.
So I think he was cooking up the defense pretty well.
Once again, I mean, history showed us that just, all you have to do is make the playoffs. I think of the last, 5 teams to win the Super Bowl, have any of them been the number 1 seed? Because Chiefs certainly weren't.
The Chiefs were certainly the 1 seed one of those years they won, I think.
The Chiefs were not the 1 seed in 2019. The Bucks were the 7 seed in 2020.
Were not the 1 seed in 2019? Oh,
in 2021, the Rams won. They were the 3 seed. In 2022, that was Kansas City again.
Were we the 1 seed that year? I thought we were the 1 seed that year. I thought that was the Burrowhead Invitational.
Were we the 1 seed or were we the 2 seed again? Because I'm pretty sure we were the 2 seed again and this one lost.
We were the 3 seed last year.
Yeah. So what? 1 out of the last 5 times?
Did we get a bye week? We had a bye week,
yeah,
and then we played the Jags. We had the 1 seed for sure. We had the bye week, then we played the Jags, then we played. No. I'm off on years again.
Hold on, let me just look up 2022 NFL playoffs, and then if that's not the right one, we'll got it. We're so good at remembering this.
We're really good at getting the show moving. While Owen Googles that.
Also, it's middle of the 8th inning. The Royals are now up 8-5 after entering the inning down 5-3. So
the White Sox white-socked. Very nice.
Pretty good.
Before we get too deep in the episode, while Owen Googles something that I'm unsure what he's Googling, do want to shout out the patrons over there. Patreon.com/OpenDisaster. Shout out Joe, Aaron, Skylar, Dylan, Ozzy, and Mailbox Kansas City now open in the Iron District, serving up scoops cones. We've been putting more stuff on the Patreon. I've been putting up weekly movie reviews.
You were right, Truman. That's right, because it was Chiefs and Eagles who were the 1 seeds.
Yeah, and they met. Yeah.
Yes, because that was the Burrowhead Invitational after Cincinnati beat the brakes off of Buffalo.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Framps, speaking of teams that could be the 1 seed this year, we're going to break down the Chicago Bears. Sorry, they were the 1 pick, the first overall pick. That's my bad. Picked up Caleb Williams, obviously. Don't know if you ever heard of him. Picked up Rome Odunze. Making some splashes. I think a team that's going to be on the up and up. Owen, some team has to go worst to first.
It's not in the NFC North. It doesn't.
NFC North is probably the hardest, one of the ones that I wouldn't expect it in.
I mean, you've got.
I don't know where else it's supposed to come from.
You've got one team that never loses the division. You've got one team that's established and just went to the NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got a team that also almost never loses the division.
Oh, the obvious pick to go worst to first is probably Cincinnati.
Oh, they were last year?
They were last year.
That is
Tennessee, no. Chargers, no. New England, no. Commanders, no. Bears,
no.
We're last, tied with Minnesota, Carolina, and then Arizona. I think it has to be the Bengals then.
Yeah, probably.
So, okay. But Chicago opens up their season. They get to host Tennessee to open up the season.
Loss.
Yeah, this is a loss?
Yep.
I think you're crazy. I think that's a Chicago W.
Caleb Williams is going to be starting every game.
Yes.
First game as a rookie, you think he's flying out the gates against one of the best defenses in the NFL?
I think it's a bad Titans team.
The defense is still great.
Defense is not that great.
Who did they add in the offseason?
They just added L'Jarius Sneed. That's about it.
Who is a top 3 cornerback in the NFL?
All right, I think that's crazy.
Is it?
Listen, I no longer have to glaze him. He wasn't an all. He wasn't an all pro. I don't have to believe in him. He wasn't even second team all pro, which means that he's at least outside the top 5.
Take notes on this, Framps. The second that you leave Truman's team, so like if you ever just like leave the Discord or something, just know Truman's gonna be flaming you. But anyway, no, there's still
Yeah,
listening to
yeah.
you.
I'll say it. Reinvestigate Tyreek Hill and his son's broken arm.
Oh
I'll say
my
it.
god.
Framps,
Yeah.
what did you have for this one?
I have this as a Chicago W, just
Correct.
because I think Tennessee. I don't know. Chicago's defense is good enough to keep Tennessee in check because the Tennessee offense is probably going to be pretty bad.
You don't believe in the kid Will Levis?
No.
No.
All right.
Anyone from Kentucky, I don't trust.
Old Big Dick Will Levis. That's what they call him.
That's what they call him.
Old Big Dick Will Levis. At Houston, week 2. Facts.
Ian says facts.
Young quarterback battle.
We don't need to spend time on this one.
CJ Stroud, Rome Dunze, or
The Texans have like the second best offense in the entire NFL. Give me Houston.
I also am going to take
They
Houston.
split from the Union once. They can do it again. Ian says about Kentucky.
Kentucky. Nice.
You can't trust them.
Framps.
Yeah, this is a Chicago loss.
Yeah,
Easy.
I think that Houston team's real good. They travel at Indianapolis. Chicago apparently just a member of the AFC South at this point.
Yeah.
Their first 3 games being against the AFC South.
That's kind of wild.
At Indy.
They complete. Oh,
Is Anthony Richardson gonna be?
Yep, week 3 he'll be back. Chicago's losing again.
Ugh.
Ooh, nice 0-5 start for Chicago. W.
I'm gonna take them to win this game. You know what? No, I'm gonna take them to lose this game.
Buddy said he'll win.
Sorry.
Found out he's gonna have Chicago 4-1.
Sorry, yes, I'm going to have them losing to the Colts there, week 3. Framps, where you have Matt?
Yeah, they're losing to Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis is just a little too established in their roster to really lose that game at home.
That's fair. And I do want to take them time to just remind everybody how this works. So, me and Owen pick, before the season starts, we pick every single game in the NFL, 272 games. We pick every game and we go division by division. We have a guest on that is a fan of a team in that division. Obviously, Framps is a fan of the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
As you can tell by the giant G on his chest.
Yes. But and the way a lot of people get to do it where they get to pick team records and they get to pick a lot of conflicting things. Me and Owen don't believe in that. We don't believe in conflicting things. So
Nope.
You'll see some games have already come up picked. With this next game against the Los Angeles Rams, me and Owen have already picked the games for the NFC West. So we have already given this either a win or a loss, and we have to adhere to what we were believing back then. So this week 4 game is against the Los Angeles Rams. It is at home in Chicago. I've picked this as a Chicago W. Owen has picked this as a Chicago loss. Framps, what say you? What are you feeling about the NFC West?
I think this is a battle between the new Matthew Stafford of the NFC North versus the old Matthew Stafford of the NFC North.
Good question.
I think the Rams pull this off just because of experience. Yeah, I think Caleb Williams is going to become the new Matthew Stafford of the NFC North.
Just playing really good, but always losing in the division.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The following week, Chicago hosts Carolina. Owen was big hating. Owen hates the Chicago Bears, and he really hates Caleb Williams because he paints his nails. That's what he told me before the show
I did
started.
not say that.
He said he hates him because he paints his nail and he's a little girly boy. That's what Owen said. I can't believe he said that. It's very out of character, and he said that he would deny it and that nobody would believe him if I said it on the show. That nobody would believe me.
You can't
But that's
fight
true.
club me on my own podcast.
That's what he said. That's what he said. But so you're hating on Caleb Williams.
They're still bad, man.
They've gotten better. They had 2 top 10
They've
picks,
got
and I think
Mr.
both those picks are going
ACL
to be
tear
great.
as their wide receiver too.
Keenan Allen didn't really Hasn't torn his ACL in a while. I don't
Sorry,
think.
Mr. Out for 3 games minimum.
Okay, sure. That's fine. That's reasonable to say.
When's the last time he played a 17-game season? Let's find that out.
Let's find it out.
While you keep talking.
But they open. So week 5, they host Carolina. I've already picked this as a Chicago W because I am smart and reasonable and don't hate men because they paint their fingernails like Owen. Owen has picked this as a loss for Chicago Bears. Well, what says you, Framps?
I think this is a Chicago win. I mean, I think Caleb Williams is leaps and bounds better than Bryce Young.
I think that's true.
And I don't know, they've kind of built a pretty good roster in Chicago while Carolina's kind of floundering.
That's what it feels like.
Keenan Allen has played 10 seasons. He's played a full season in 3 of them.
Yeah, but how many of those did they have the division wrapped up and he got to rest week 17?
None
of it. I don't think they've ever won I don't think they've won the division in a while.
No, they haven't. It's been Broncos and Chiefs.
I think before that they won a couple, maybe in the early 2010s. But the following week, Chicago Bears get to host the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now this is interesting because Owen hates Caleb Williams. We've already covered all the reasons. He also hates Trevor Lawrence because he has long, girly hair
Truman,
as well.
But where is this game?
This is in London.
So it's a home game for Jacksonville.
Is it the first game that Jacksonville plays, or is it the second?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It's Jacksonville and London.
They got their ass kicked in London last year in the second London game.
Yeah, against Baltimore.
Hold on. NFL London games. I thought they
against
lost
Baltimore, also the quarterback that Owen really hates.
Yeah, hey, come on. I discuss this every week because somehow this gets brought up.
Oh.
I don't actually hate Lamar Jackson. It's just funny.
Oh, and where will this game be?
This will be at, of course, it's London, so it's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Actually, the third game is not at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Where's it at? Wembley?
Wembley.
Yeah. That's the only other stadium.
This is the Jaguars' first game in London, so I'm going to pick them as a W.
Sweet. Chicago starting 0-6. Lovely.
You're a hater, bro.
Dude, it's Jacksonville.
You are unreasonably
It's
hating.
Jacksonville and London. They're going to move there. They got to impress the fans.
It's not true.
Yeah, this is a loss.
So going to the bye week, I'm at 3-3. Owen has him at 0-6.
Yes, sir.
Framps has him at 2-4. All reasonable except for Owen. They come out of the bye week. They are at the Washington Commanders. I, knowing ball, picked Chicago to lose this game. Owen has this as their first win.
Absolutely.
I'm shocked.
I'm very shocked that Owen thinks that they'll beat Washington, but not Carolina. Like I think Washington is so much better than Carolina.
Carolina is just simply they cannot possibly be worse than last year. So
They can't. They can be worse. They won games.
not listen. Bryce Young is still a good quarterback. The stats show that he was still decent with the worst line like anyone's ever seen.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to hazard a guess and say he won't get pressured on 40% of his dropbacks this year.
I think they're going to be bad again.
We'll see.
This is This is the battle between the first and second pick from this draft, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, by the way, Owen, Chicago had the opportunity to pick this quarterback, and they said, no, Caleb Williams, bet that. It's true.
Yeah, and I think Jaden Daniels kind of shows them that it might have been a mistake to pick Caleb Williams over him.
Oh.
We'll see.
So you have this as a Washington W.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All I'm trying to say is go Tigers.
The following week, they are at Arizona. Me and Owen have accidentally kind of found ourselves on the Arizona hype train. We both picked Arizona to beat Chicago in this game. Gramps, where are you at on this one?
I'm curious as to why you guys are on the Arizona hype train. What have they done in the offseason that makes them better than the last 4 years with Kyler Murray?
2 words, 1 name. Marvin Harrison.
Junior.
Okay, but they also had DeAndre Hopkins for 2 years with Kyler Murray and couldn't
And
do
they went
anything
to the
with that.
playoffs.
They go to the playoffs.
Um,
They go to the playoffs.
Remember, you have to
Kyler
remember the
Murray's
last
also healthy now, and I think that's important. They also got rid of their terrible coach in Cliff Kingsbury. Also helpful.
the
That's
last D-Hop
true.
year in for Arizona was the year that we thought that all 4 NFC West teams were going to make the playoffs. That was the last
Yeah,
D-Hop
but
year.
didn't they completely blow up though the second half of the season?
Oh no, that was the Seahawks that missed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yes,
I
the
don't know.
Cardinals did blow
I
up and scrape into the wild card, but they didn't miss the playoffs.
But that's Cliff Kingsbury.
This one's hard for me because I still think Chicago has a better roster than Arizona.
Huh?
That's fair.
I don't know. I just think
I'll give this to Arizona purely because it's a home game for them and they have an experienced quarterback.
that's right. That's right. Great choice.
And that might have been where we were at on this also. Okay. Going into the following week, they are hosting New England. It is on November 11th. I think they will beat New England. New England should be bad.
They will beat New England. New England still has nobody at quarterback.
I think Drake May might be good, but Chicago should win this one.
I think Drake May would benefit from sitting a year, and I don't think New England has that kind of time. I think all of these quarterbacks would benefit from sitting a year. I just don't think. Well, Jaden Daniels is old, I think, and I guess Michael Penix Jr. is old. JJ McCarthy should definitely sit. Bo Nix should play. He's old, but I don't know. I think Drake May's young also. I think Drake May should sit a year, but I don't think they'll do that for him.
I think Drake May is Mac Jones Part 2.
Very interesting.
Or Mitch Trubisky.
He's definitely more mobile than
He's an ACC quarterback. Like,
I know. Well, he's a North Carolina quarterback even. So
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally Mitch Trubisky.
Right. That's true. It's also Daniel Jones.
Oh, too bad NFL quarterbacks.
Okay, but that's
sorry.
Yeah,
well, Daniel Jones,
Daniel Jones is
but
great.
ACC quarterback.
Yeah,
It's also Jameis Winston.
Never
it's
mind.
also Deshaun Watson.
Only GOATs come out of the ACC now.
Sorry, only criminals and bad players.
Running quarterbacks. Daniel
right.
Jones, well-known running quarterback.
November 17th. Never mind, not Mac Jones. November 17th, they host the Green Bay Packers. Ugh.
They're going to get boat raced by 3 touchdowns.
If it was the AFC North, this would just be a nasty, dirty battle. But the fact that it's the NFC North,
Framps, you'll know
there's
this.
just not as much hate as there used to be.
When's the last time that Chicago beat Green Bay? It's been like 4 seasons, right? Something like that?
I believe the Packers have won the last 12 meetings.
Jeez.
Yeah, sounds right.
I think.
Make it 13.
Yeah, I definitely think the Packers come away with the win here. I mean, they've got the more experienced roster. It'll be a pretty lit game, that's for sure. I honestly am surprised it didn't come sooner in the season. I didn't realize that rivalry didn't come up until November, but
Bears are lactose intolerant. Cheese all the way, says the chat. I'm actually going to go Bears here. I think somebody has to break this streak.
It's not going to be... Okay, it's fine.
It is.
I'm just going to let you do this because I need you to pick wrong picks so I can go for the 3-peat.
I need you to pick wrong picks. The Bears, the last win, they've lost 4, 8, 10 in a row. They've lost 10 in a row.
I knew it was double digits.
Yeah.
Make it 11.
November 16th, 2018. They won.
That's a Matt Nagy head coached Bears.
Yes, they did win that one, and then they had lost 5 in a row before that as well. Man, they've really gotten dominated for a long time.
Yeah, they're bad.
Wow.
They're a poverty franchise who can't select a quarterback.
Although they did pretty good in the 80s, I will say. Okay, 70s, 80s. It's really Jayhawks, K-State kind of situation there. The following week, November 24th, they get to host Minnesota. Give me a W for that. I don't think Minnesota is going to be good. You what?
Yeah. You got it. Yeah.
Rams?
I think Chicago comes away with the win here. I think Minnesota and Chicago are both going to have their growing pains, and I think they're just going to split their series.
Very fair. The following week, they are at Detroit, December 1st.
And they will be losing.
That is an L. This is a good Detroit team. France?
Yeah. This is definitely a Chicago loss.
The following week, they are at San Francisco. Me and Owen have both already picked this as a loss for Chicago.
France, yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, yeah. So the 49ers should boat race them.
Gotcha. December 16th, the following week, it is a Monday Night Football game. They are at Minnesota.
Call this Chargers-Broncos, the way I see it.
Yuck.
And Minnesota will take this one. I'm going to have them split the season series. I still think Chicago's worse, but I think they're around. Unless Minnesota surprises me, I think Minnesota is going to be an 7, 8, 9 win team this year. So
I'm giving this one to Chicago. I think Minnesota will be bad. I don't think they have many great-looking prospects, especially because I think J.J. McCarthy should definitely sit a year with him being only 20 or 21, however young he is. So I'm actually pro-Chicago on this one. Give me Chicago to sweep the Minnesota Vikings. Rams?
Yeah, this one's tough. Yeah,
Monday Night Football is an added wrench also.
If Kirk Cousins was still the quarterback, I would give this to Chicago because we know Kirk in prime time.
That's true. That is true.
No, I don't know. This one's tough because Minnesota has won games, a lot of them recently, but I don't know. Their defense just hasn't been great the last few years, and they didn't really do anything to get better. Their offense isn't any better without Kirk, and I think Chicago's just done more to get better. You know. I'm gonna have to give this to Chicago, unfortunately.
Nice. Correct.
Sorry, Cole.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Cole. It's gonna be a interesting year. December 22nd, they are hosting Detroit. I'm going to give this one to Detroit as well.
And Detroit will be sweeping the season series with Chicago.
Yeah. Yep. Detroit absolutely is going to run away with that one.
Gotcha. The following week, Thursday Night Football, they get to host Seattle the day after Christmas on December 26th. Me and Owen have already given this as a dub to Chicago.
No, I think Seattle wins this one.
Interesting. Very interesting. January 5th, final game of the season. Chicago, I have them at 8-8 going into this game. They could be battling for a wild card spot. They're traveling to Green Bay, and I think Green Bay will beat them. I have Chicago coming in at a respectable 8-9 for the season.
I think Chicago's actually going to win this one because Green Bay is going to have the division. Actually, hold on. No, Detroit's
Lions?
the other team. No. Yeah, Chicago's going to have the realistic record of 4-13 this year.
That's insane.
Yeah, Green Bay, obviously. I can't pick Chicago over Green Bay.
Obviously. So I have them at 8-9. Owen has them at 4-13. France has them at 5-12. And as a group, we have them at 6-11.
I cannot believe you have a new head coach.
Same head coach.
It's still Eberflus?
Yes, it is still Eberflus.
Wow, the net wins for Eberflus is insane.
I really can't believe Eberflus survived and Justin Fields didn't. That blows my mind. Would you have gone Justin Fields?
Like more wins with Justin Fields?
No. Would you have kept Justin Fields instead of drafting Caleb Williams?
I would have fired Eberflus, yes.
And kept Justin Fields, and then not drafted Caleb Williams. The question was not Eberflus.
Well, honestly, I feel bad for Chicago on their management standpoint. I think what they should have done is if you're going to bring in Caleb Williams, I think you also need to go a new head coach. I don't think you.
Yeah, I agree.
I think either both of them stay or both of them go.
The downside here could be one. It sucks to bring in a new head coach and straddle him with a rookie quarterback. The flip side here, though, is that Eberflus has to have the shortest leash of any NFL head coach right now. And if he loses, he's going to be out if he has a bad season.
I mean, I don't know.
So you're almost automatically stunning your quarterback's growth. Like if Caleb Williams is bad this year, if Eberflus doesn't produce, then they're not going to be good till year 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead, Francis.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, Eberflus, I agree with Owen because I do think Justin Fields had talent, and the fact that Eberflus wasn't able to do anything with it just means even if you are deciding to move on to a new quarterback and Caleb Williams, one that you can essentially mold again over Justin Fields, who was molded by Eberflus his first 4 seasons. I don't know. You kind of have to get rid of Eberflus and get a new coach if you're going new quarterback too.
I also don't hate getting rid of an Ohio State quarterback. We've only seen one of those in recent memory that has been good. So
I think Justin Fields was turning it on a little bit. I think he was.
Yeah, but then he did stuff like we saw like Deshaun Kaiser do, just launch it out of nowhere, name any of the other terrible quarterbacks that we've seen in Cleveland. You'll have those plays where he's getting tackled and then he just launch it downfield, and you're like, oh, you're throwing it not away while getting tackled.
Hey, listen, a quarterback who did that just went to the Super Bowl, Owen. We all remember the fucking Brock Purdy spinning around pick 6 against TCU.
That's still like the most insane.
Terrible play.
Then again, Mahomes has done that too, to be honest.
He had that one really weird one against the Commanders. Yeah, that was weird. That one was awful. That was when Mahomes had a weird season that year.
Like, what do you do?
I can't wait till the season's I can't wait till his career's over and he can explain what the fuck happened that season. He can just throw everybody under the bus.
Wasn't that 2022?
Yes. No. That was 2021.
Oh, 2021.
That was the year that we lost to the Bengals because almost something similar happened in the AFC Championship game where he just randomly became bad.
That's true. Speaking of teams that are going to roll over everybody like 2022, the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions. Yes, we have them here. They are opening up Sunday Night Football, first game of the year. Detroit, obviously, probably should have been in the Super Bowl if they wouldn't have fucking collapsed in the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
Expect them to be pretty good. A fair amount of continuity, bringing back, obviously, same head coach, same quarterback, a lot of the same offense. Fair amount of the same defense. I think the defense was fine. I think the defense could get better.
Yeah, but they're also going to have players, taking second steps, like Battle and Hutchinson are going to be taking, more steps to become, seasoned NFL vets.
I think what always blows my mind is that Dan Campbell is the way his personality is, he's so defensive coordinator coded, but he's an offensive guy. He was a tight end when he played in the NFL, and that blows my mind.
Well, I mean, but he makes all the aggressive choices.
I know.
He's always
it just feels very defensive coordinator. Defensive coordinators always just feel like football guys. I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, right. Okay, I see what you're saying.
He's just insane in the head, and that feels like you should be defensive coordinator.
Well, especially
because everybody on defense is fucking insane.
Especially,
and aggressive.
Campbell and Sirianni were both part of the why are these two random white guys getting hired class, and then both of those guys ended up getting a number 1 seed at some point.
Yeah, that was as guys who had Bieniemy on their team, Sirianni had a terrible first interview, and Dan Campbell was talking about eating kneecaps, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
You're telling me EB can't get a job
Everybody
over these guys?
Eric Bieniemy is crazy. Are you scared of Detroit, Frams?
No, I don't. I'm not scared. I mean, we split the season with them, or split the series last season with them. I mean, clearly the Packers can beat them. It's just.
Sure.
You both.
I don't
feel
know.
Like you should have beat San Francisco in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, when we say scared, we don't mean scared. Like, as a Chiefs fan, I'm never scared of playing the Bengals. I know that we can beat them, but
it's a little scary.
Scary.
Because I don't want to get fucking memed on by our buddies.
You know that they can win.
Right.
Whenever the Chiefs go into a divisional game, I'm not even worried a little bit. But
No.
I think if Detroit was in my division, you have to be a little bit worried about playing the game. Like you have to be like, I feel like you have to be cognizant of the fact that you could lose. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. My response would be that it's a long season, and even if the Packers do just split, or let's say they lose the series, the two games with Detroit, doesn't mean that Detroit's going to walk away with the division, you know?
That's fair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think that's the right mindset to have, honestly. I think as long as your team's good enough, you will make the playoffs. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Chargers are the only team they're going to be a good team and not make the playoffs.
Nice. Well, Detroit opens up the season Sunday Night Football. They get to host the Los Angeles Rams. Me and Owen have already picked this as a W for Detroit.
I think I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm pretty sure that Matthew Stafford might be getting his number
Oh, true.
retired in Detroit that game, and I think he's just going to go off.
Interesting. Interesting. I think it's the heartfelt loss. I think it is. But that is a good
You
point.
think it's the Drew Brees last game against Tom Brady kind of thing?
Maybe. Maybe. Could be.
Yeah,
Um,
I think so.
yeah. September 15th, Tampa Bay also heads to Detroit. Me and Owen have already picked this as a Detroit W.
Yeah, and Detroit's going to win that one.
The following week, they are at Arizona. Me and Owen have both already picked this as a Detroit W. Wow, we both have Detroit opening up the season 4-0, which is crazy.
Well, yeah. Look at their schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, Detroit win there. I'm just going to go ahead and skip to the next one. Detroit's going to beat Seattle as well.
There you go, France.
That's
Look.
on Monday Night Football. We all also have Seattle losing to Detroit. So they enter the bye week. Me and Owen have 4-0. You have them at 3-1. Come out of the bye week, they go to Dallas. I had this as the Detroit loss. I picked this on narrative. I think this feels like one of those games. The Cowboys win, and they go, "Oh, we them boys, we back." Owen had this as a Detroit W.
Yeah, well, and I picked it as a Detroit win because I'm kind of the same boat on both of these teams. Like, I think they're both good. I think they're around, both 11, 12 win teams. But you got to pick some losses for either one. So
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but Dallas is always the NFC team that I am nervous about the Packers playing, regardless. Just because, or at least recently, just
I'll say I
because,
don't know how to
like,
tell
they
you this,
do
but it should
have.
probably be San Francisco. I don't know if you know that or not.
Well,
Sorry,
yeah.
only in the
Okay,
playoffs, I
so,
guess.
sorry. Yeah. Only in the
also,
playoffs.
haven't you
No, but
Not to dig too deep on you on that.
haven't
but
you
just-
owned Dallas recently? Haven't you beat them 3 straight times in the playoffs?
yeah, but also Dallas has a pretty stacked roster, and
Always,
I don't
yeah.
know, just something about their offense is just terrifying to me. I can't really tell you why, but
You
That's
just
fair.
know Jerry Jones is losing his mind in Dallas. I mean, they haven't had a
yeah.
bad
Oh yeah.
roster in how many years, and they just can't win.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Oh no, the oil tycoon's losing his mind. Ooh. So they're at Dallas that following week. Well, how do you have it, Framps?
Um, I would want Detroit to win that game, so I'm going Detroit.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, they travel to Minnesota that following week. Again, I don't think I can pick Chicago to sweep Minnesota. Well, I'm gonna give Minnesota a random W here, where you start to go, weird. Detroit's 4-2 now. I don't know. I think Minnesota's gonna have to win some games, and I don't think divisional home games are bad games to pick Minnesota to win.
I agree with you on the Minnesota win, but only because I have no Detroit losses yet, and I'm going to need to pick some losses somewhere.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think this is a Jared Goff meh game where where despite the team being good, Jared Goff still just kind of holds them back because
He
he's
reminds
just
you
a
he's
game
not an
manager.
MVP candidate, and you're like, oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The following week, they get to come back home. They get to host Tennessee, back to the winning ways. For Detroit.
Easy win.
Yeah, that's a W.
Fair. Next week, they are at Green Bay. I'm going to have them splitting the season series, so I'm going to give this one to Green Bay.
I agree. I think this should be a Packers win. I think also, besides the fact that I agree with you on them splitting the series, I do think Green Bay is also just a bad matchup. I think a high tempo team is just not good for Detroit, who really wants to slow the game down. As we can see from what happened in San Francisco, they went away from slowing the game down, and they went from and they missed all their coin flips, and that's why they lost it against San Francisco.
I think there's a lot of other things, but I think Detroit also should have had that interception. It bounced right off his face mask into Brandon Ayuk's hands, and I think they're just cursed. I think that was
that was tough
game for them. You had this as a Green Bay W.
Yep,
A
absolutely.
Detroit loss. They are at Houston that
Yeah.
following week. What a great match! What a sneaky great matchup for Sunday Night Football, November 10th. Nope,
That's Thursday night, isn't it?
that's Monday night.
What's Sunday night? Is that the one that sounds like Christmas music?
That's Thursday Night Football.
That's Thursday?
Yes, there it is.
There
Yes,
you
you
go.
had it.
I was
Damn
going to
it.
get there.
I had the alternate Monday Night Football theme going, and I was like, no, that's not right. That's
That
not
one
right.
with all the bells?
The dun, dun, dun. Like it's
Oh,
like the.
yeah, I know. The Doritos Crash Course song.
It's like they're playing a little bit later. The one they play after they play the big one, and then it's like later on.
I've got you.
We'll
We'll go through the SpongeBob mashup later.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Probably not this episode. But
this
all right.
is the narrative game for Detroit. This is when the national media starts and some talking head trying to get more clicks on his twitter.com page chooses Detroit to miss the playoffs after they lose this game.
Okay, so you have Detroit losing this game? Man,
Yep.
this is.
The Lions have lost 3 out of 4. Are they going to make the playoffs?
I didn't want to have to decide on how I feel about Houston this early.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pick a lot of divisional losses for Houston because I'm not sure I've chosen a loss for them yet.
It's a good roster. It's a great team. They're young. They have a good head coach. Ugh. They just don't scare me. Is that weird to say?
Yes, they should.
That Houston doesn't scare me?
They should scare you.
Probably.
They got better on defense this year. That should scare you.
I'm going to give this one. I'm going to give this one to Houston. I'll give it to them.
Oh, also Royals win.
Nice.
Hey, hey.
Frams, where are you at on this one?
I think Houston and Detroit are the exact same team. Like their defenses are meh. Except for up front, Aiden Hutchinson, and then I'm pretty sure Houston
Will Anderson.
has yes, yeah. But other than that, their defenses are just kind of meh, but their offenses are really good. This is tough. Who do I think is better, CJ Stroud or Jared Goff? I'm gonna have to give this to Detroit, unfortunately.
Interesting. I think Stroud's better. It's interesting you said that way.
No, actually, yeah, I'm gonna bandwagon with you guys. We're going Houston.
That's all it took.
Well, all right, fair enough. Well, all right. Detroit gets to come back home. They get to host Jacksonville. Another one of those. Jacksonville's going to be that the watermark where you're like, are we a good team? Can you beat the Jacksonville Jaguars? Yes. Okay, you are a good team. So give this is a W for Detroit.
I agree. I think Jacksonville just overpaid for their quarterback, and they're setting their franchise years back because of it.
Hey, everybody's overpaying for their quarterbacks right now. Isn't that right, Frams?
Hey, yeah.
I got him to agree. Where he at on this one, Frams?
Oh, man. I just hate giving Detroit more wins.
Because it makes it hard for you to pick Green Bay to win the division.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this to Detroit. Yeah.
Yep.
Jacksonville just doesn't scare me.
I think you're right.
True. What games we got left? Can you scroll down?
Yeah, in a second. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Well, did I click out of this? Am I going crazy? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought I was waiting on it to load, and it was just.
He's touching the mouse pad, folks.
Okay. There These are the games you have left for Detroit.
Nice.
Like the game that is next, November 24th, they are at Indianapolis. Ah. This feels like a weird one that Detroit loses. I don't think Detroit has what it takes to really be that top team.
Well,
Is that weird?
we're really gonna find that out this year. I think because I think Detroit, they had a great run last year,
Uh-huh.
and I don't think anyone expected them to be there.
Right.
But then once they were in the championship game, they showed that they were one insane helmet bounce touchdown essentially away from going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they still fell apart, and I think that's
Sure.
why I don't think they have that killer instinct.
Yeah, but teams that
As much
teams
as
that
Dan
lose in the
Campbell seems
championship
like he
game
does.
tend to come back a lot more than teams that lose in the Super Bowl. Give me Detroit. Give me Detroit here.
Sure.
I'm okay with picking them for a fair few wins this year.
Okay. Rams? I know. This is
Yeah.
one of those where I'm like, shh, good luck.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this to Detroit as well.
Going with Detroit as well. This is one of those.
Yeah.
If I lose this season to Owen, I know this will be like one of those games that I got wrong. Where it's like I don't know what I was thinking about Indianapolis here. I just know it. The following week is Thanksgiving. They host Chicago. We already broke this game down. We already gave it to Detroit. The following week, December 5th, they get to host Green Bay. It's Thursday night football. Ugh, man. I like Detroit. And the main reason I like Detroit here is that they will be on a full week of rest, and Green Bay won't. And I think that's a probably understated thing here. So give me Green Bay here. That's a huge scheduling advantage for Detroit.
You mean Detroit?
Sorry, yeah, give me Detroit here, not Green Bay. That's a huge scheduling advantage for Detroit.
I also have Detroit and Green Bay splitting the series, so I'm sticking with that. Going Detroit.
That's true. I also said that earlier. Rams?
Knowing Jared Goff in primetime games, gonna lose.
Are we Jared Goff anti-primetime game now?
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure he's pretty bad in primetime.
Interesting. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure he going all the way back to the Rams. He was on par with Kirk Cousins in primetime.
Truman's also his mind's clouded by Jared Goff winning the greatest game ever played against his team. So
That's true.
which is still insane that was Jared Goff.
I need some stats on Jared Goff and his primetime history.
Truman, your stat crunching for Jared Goff primetime?
I'm trying to pull it up. All they could pull up for me was his just overall record, which really didn't help.
Jared Goff record in
Here, hold on. There's a Reddit post. It was 5 years ago, so that's not very good. To be fair, 5 years ago, Jared Goff had a 65% completion, 308 yards per game, 14 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 122.6 passer rating in primetime. But that was 5 years ago. I'm hoping this link might still pull up. Oh, nice. Sweet. Hold on.
Return the Bleacher Report tweet?
No. This is giving me... Hold on. This is giving me primetime games.
Oh?
I've got... I'll just go late games. How about his record in late games? He's 16-9. Pretty good.
16-9. Okay.
16-9, 40 touchdowns to 24 interceptions. 90.4. I mean, it's technically his worst split, but it's really not that bad of a split. Weird. It's his best record, like percentage-wise, but he's got better stats in the other two windows. But they're all fairly similar. That's why
this is tough because as a Packers fan, I just can envision Jordan Love progressively getting better through the season. And I think he just I'll give this to Detroit.
Wow.
I think it's the safe bet.
That's big of you because we refuse to pick any games against the Chiefs. The following week, Detroit.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying Green Bay has to lose a division game. It's probably going to be that one. They're still going to be 5-1 in the division.
That's fair. The following week, they host Buffalo, December 15th. I have this as a Detroit W. I don't think Buffalo is going to be very good.
I can have this as a Buffalo win because I can. It's my show.
Oh, well, that is true.
That's you need to change to a 0.
Oh, sorry. You're right.
Let's go. Let's go, Buffalo.
Yeah, but I think Buffalo somehow pulls this out.
I'm not
sure
giving
how,
Detroit
but
14-win season, so
Very interesting. A Buffalo W for both of you. Very
Detroit's not having a 14-win season under my watch.
They wouldn't have got there anyways. Okay, the following week, they're at Chicago. We've already picked this game. We all picked it for Detroit. The following week, they're at San Francisco. Me and Owen have already picked this as L's for Detroit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rams?
Yeah, I think. No. I'm going to go Detroit.
You're going to go Detroit. Very interesting.
I'm going to go Detroit.
That's San Francisco.
I think it's the. Yeah, I think it's a almost replicated game from the NFC Championship game, except this time Detroit walks away.
What about a Brock Purdy exposed game?
Oh,
I would love that personally.
I know you're a Brock Purdy hater as well.
Absolutely,
You're number one hater. Your number one hater, Owen Dahm, professional hater
of NFC quarterbacks. Absolutely.
January 5th, the final game of the season, they host Minnesota. I have this as a W because I think they'll need it.
They'll win.
Rams, a W for Detroit. Oh,
yes.
wow. You're going to pick them at 12 wins.
12-5, respectable.
Yeah, that seems about right.
All right, I have them at 11-6. Owen has them at 12-5. France has them at 12-5, and the group has them at 12-5.
There you go.
Which I think is a fair. I think Detroit. I think we all expect them to be a good team. I think there are sometimes good teams that only win 11 games. It's weird because 10-7 feels so much worse than 11-6. I don't know why.
And 10-7 feels worse than 10-6.
And 12-5 feels way better than 11-7 or 11-6. Also,
right? Yeah.
No, actually, not. Wait, 12-6, 12-5 feels less better than 11-6 than 11-6 feels versus 10-7.
Yeah, 10-7. Like
I think.
Yeah.
I think 3-0 feels better than 5-3.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out random numbers because you guys just keep going back and forth.
We're just saying stuff. And you're like, yeah, whatever. I can say dumbass shit also. Yeah, whatever. That's funny. All right. Okay. So let's move on. We'll skip Green Bay. Normally we go alphabetical order. But we always go the person's favorite team last. So we'll head on to Minnesota. This one should be quick, honestly. Sorry, let me unfreeze these panes so that way everybody can do it. See, I'm an Excel master. That's what they call me. They call me the Excel master.
Call him the Excel demon.
The demon. Devious Excel stuff going on here. So, okay, Minnesota. They open up the season. Oh, I guess to cover Minnesota's big thing, they signed Justin Jefferson. They kept him.
Yep.
They drafted J.J. McCarthy, young quarterback, because you overpaid. Because you paid the best wide receiver in the league. I don't know if you can overpay the best wide receiver in the league, but man, they paid him a lot. So you have to go young on your quarterback. So you get a super young guy in J.J. McCarthy, a little unproven. I think you should let J.J. McCarthy sit as long as you can. You have Sam Darnold there. I think maybe you suffer through 1 year of Sam Darnold. Hopefully he plays good enough that you don't get forced into J.J. McCarthy too early. But I think you got to let J.J. sit for a year.
Yeah, I think Minnesota might be in the Sam Darnold and is it Sam Darnold, Sam Bradford?
Sam Darnold. Sam Bradford is so
I could have sworn that Sam Bradford's playing somewhere.
Sam Bradford is playing Madden at home. He's playing college football 25 on the Xbox, bro.
he's tearing up the little kid leagues
Yeah, he's
that he's
coaching his
coaching.
son.
Oh man, yeah, he's
Bro, Sam
36.
Bradford
Holy shit.
I bet Sam Bradford hasn't played in 3
Yeah,
years.
in my brain, for whatever reason, I was like, "Holy cow! I can't believe Minnesota's using Sam Bradford." That's who I was thinking.
You
That's
know why he
crazy
couldn't believe it?
because it's
not
not
happening.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not possible. Sam Darnold makes a lot more sense. Unfortunately, he'll probably see ghosts a lot still.
Yep.
Hopefully, Minnesota doesn't have to go the Ryan Fitzpatrick esque route. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I want to say I also oversold it. Sam Darnold hasn't played in 5 years.
See, that's
He
probably
hasn't played since 2018. He only played 3 games. He started all 3 though. I'll say it.
that's wild.
Where was last team? Last team he played for?
Uh,
It's a little forgotten
Darnold,
one.
is it Rams?
It is not. That was the first team he ever played for. He played there for 4 years.
The last team he started a game for?
Yep.
Is it Washington?
It is not.
I don't know.
Rams? Any guess?
Oh no, wait, I've got it.
Hold on.
Who are we talking about?
Sam Bradford. Last game he ever last team he ever started a game for.
Bradford or Darnold?
Bradford.
Bradford.
Stop. Get those two untangled out of your mind.
They're similar.
They are not similar.
They both started and then they were terrible. So they
No,
started being
Sam
a backup.
Bradford was actually probably good, but he got hurt too much. That's the hill I'm willing to die on for Sam Bradford.
For an Oklahoma quarterback.
Yep.
That's a tough one. Who did he play for?
Was it
I know
the
he played for the
Rams?
Rams.
Stop saying the Rams.
Was it Minnesota?
Atlanta? No, not Atlanta.
No,
Was it Minnesota?
it was not Minnesota. Minnesota was his second to last team. He played for this team after Minnesota. 1 year. He
Seattle.
played 3 games for him.
Seattle.
No.
No.
He was number 9 with them.
Dang, thanks. Oh, he was number 9. Oh, Indianapolis.
No. Arizona Cardinals.
Jets? Oh, Arizona Cardinals.
Never would have got it.
Nope.
Man, thanks for that big number hint, bro.
Doesn't know ball.
Let me wash
saying
my
it.
jersey when I get home. My Sam Bradford Cardinals
Yeah,
jersey.
you should focus on learning some ball.
I guess.
My balls. Let's move on. Minnesota, let's get rolling on this. They open the season at the New York Giants. We've both already picked this as a Minnesota W. They've got to win some games.
Yeah, I think they beat the Giants. I'll give it just because I want Cole to be happy at some point in the season.
That's right, undefeated, and there will be one of our teams will lose in the first week, either your team or our team, and there will be a text in the group chat from Cole or one of us that just says, oh, everybody with only real teams are undefeated after week 1 or something like that.
Man, what if?
It'll be fun.
Honestly, that might get a chuckle out of me.
A W. Week 2, hosting San Francisco. Me and Owen have already picked this as a W for San Francisco.
Yeah, this is a Minnesota loss.
That is a Minnesota loss. They host Houston right
Oh,
after that.
God.
I have that as a Minnesota loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're about to go on a 3-game losing streak.
Yes, because they are at Green Bay the following week. That is a
I'm
loss.
sorry, Minnesota.
Man, at least they got to play the Jets first, or the Giants first. But then they have to go to London to play the Jets. Old ayahuasca boy.
So the Jets Minnesota will win in London because Aaron Rodgers will be caught with illegal narcotics on the plane over, and they're not going to let him through England customs.
I'm going to go weird London game, really terrible shenanigans where we send our worst product overseas, and Minnesota does win this in just like an ugly game, like 17-6 or something. It's just awful.
How about like a 12-6 only field goals game?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think Minnesota wins this one purely because Aaron Rodgers can't acclimate himself to a different time zone because he's so old.
Nice. I like it.
Unironically, though, I think if you sent an only field goals game over to England, that'd probably be the best atmosphere for it because they're at least more familiar with rugby.
That's fair. It's 2-3. They're 2-3 going into the bye week. We all have them there. They come out of the bye week. They host Detroit. Man, I know this just happened, but how did we all pick Minnesota to win this game? What the
I
fuck
don't
were we
know.
smoking literally 30 seconds ago? That's crazy. All right, but we all picked Detroit to win to lose that game to Minnesota. The following week, they are at the Los Angeles Rams. Of course, me and Owen picked them to lose that one on Thursday Night Football. Framps, what do you have? They're at the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, they're gonna lose that one too.
Obviously, the Rams. Yes.
We did have someone in our YouTube comments yelling at us about choosing the Rams with too many losses.
That is true.
Yeah.
You're hearing the music now?
Yeah.
God damn it.
So Vincent
Real quick, yeah.
likes to. So Vincent edits Grub Buds for us, which is the other podcast that we have, obviously on Open Disaster Productions.
Yes.
And he likes to
Subscribe on
upload.
YouTube now,
He likes to
please. Like
upload
the
the
video,
video to
comment.
YouTube, and then, but since it's on the
Sorry,
other
just the
computer, he
microphone.
needs it to stay off of sleep mode. So he puts on like a 10-hour music YouTube video so that it'll finish uploading. And Truman has recently been complaining about hearing random music from nowhere, and we've just figured out that it's these 10-hour videos on loop because Truman forgets to go over to the computer, and it just plays the next song in the queue. That's another 10-hour song, and we just heard the string music from it. But anyway,
That's pretty funny.
speaking of
That's
string
good.
music, give me Minnesota again over Indianapolis just because I can.
Okay. Weird. I'm.
Actually, no, never mind. Give me an Indianapolis win.
Dome
I'm seeing the vision.
team on dome team crime here. Man. Give me Minnesota here. I think it's fair. I have no good reason for it other than I'm not that impressed with Indianapolis, and Minnesota has to win some games.
I think that Minnesota wins this one.
I think that's fair.
Also, breaking news, Sherman. In that Royals 6-run top of the 8th inning, Bobby Witt Jr. hit a go-ahead grand slam.
Oh.
Which this is how they got 4 of those 6 runs.
Bobby Baseball, as he's known. Okay. All right. The following week, they are at Jacksonville. Jacksonville, Florida. Warm. November 10th.
Cold team going south. There's got to be some stats on that with warm weather teams going north or cold weather teams going south.
Oh, there's definitely warm weather teams going north is definitely a stat. Give me Jacksonville.
It's the battle of the buys, man. As in buys and purchase, as in BUY. 2 teams that just splashed some cash this offseason.
What? Minnesota splashed no cash besides
Yeah,
besides the big signing of
wins
Justin
this
Jefferson.
one.
besides Justin Jefferson.
Besides the big one, they didn't buy any big ones.
Okay. They didn't buy anybody. They just paid their own guys. That's why I wouldn't
Which
call
is
it
what
buying.
Jacksonville did too. Anyway, which is why they're getting compared this way.
I was calling this the buy game because it could go either way. He's
How
not
about
sure.
you? I don't have a good joke for that.
Thank you.
Anyway,
I was calling it the buy game because he's attracted to both of these men.
that's right. Give me. You know what? Give me Jacksonville in this one. Actually, no. Give me Minnesota.
Okay, all right. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Locked in.
Minnesota. Final answer, Bob.
Locked in. All right. Framps?
No, I'll give this to Jacksonville.
Giving it to Jacksonville.
I think Minnesota's going to have a
Correct.
middling
Nose
number
ball.
of wins, and you're just not going to be able to predict who they win and lose against this season.
These kind of teams are the hardest to pick. Jacksonville, Minnesota.
Yeah,
Those teams that you think are going to win like 5 to 7.
Teams with some pieces, but not the whole complete product.
Right. You're like, you are bad. You are worse than good teams, but you're going to beat some good teams and lose to some bad teams because bad teams have to win games too.
Yep.
So,
Speaking of bad teams that are going to be bad,
but win some games.
Tennessee.
Minnesota travels to Tennessee. Oh my God. Shit. I have to pick Minnesota to win this game.
I don't.
No. You're picking Tennessee?
Yep.
Framps?
I think Minnesota walks away with a win.
Oh, fat W. W for France.
I think this is the JJ McCarthy game. I think they ride Sam Darnold all the way until there,
Uh-huh.
and they're just so bad that this is where JJ McCarthy finally starts.
Fair enough.
What if Sam Darnold just sees a medium and dispels all of the ghosts on every field he goes to?
I know.
Have we thought of that?
Would be crazy.
Have we thought of him getting one of those ghost boxes that does a little scanny thing? Like Phasmophobia. Have we thought of this?
It's true. Phasmophobia, but for Sam Darnold. Interesting idea. The following week, he's at Chicago. The Minnesota travels to Chicago. We've already all picked this game in Chicago's favor. The week after that, they host Arizona. I've already picked this as an Arizona W. Owen has already picked this as a Minnesota W. Framps, your pick?
I'm giving this to Minnesota.
Minnesota as well. Interesting. December 8th, they host the Atlanta Falcons. Me and Owen have already given this W to Atlanta.
Man.
You're having regrets about that?
Yeah.
I'm pro Atlanta.
Oh, wait, this is the Kirko revenge game. That's right.
Kirko, yeah, it is Kirko
Yeah.
revenge game.
It might be a Minnesota revenge game. Didn't Kirk decide to leave?
Probably.
They were probably going to offer him less money than Atlanta was.
Could be true too.
I mean, yeah, probably.
I think Kirk went to Atlanta for the strip clubs mostly. See, thank you. That was the right. Owen's texting, so you didn't hear my joke.
Yeah, he
he
probably won under.
I was looking for
Probably
more stuff
wouldn't
about the
understand
Bobby
that.
Baseball Grand Slam. I'll be real.
Atlanta will win this one.
Fair. The following week, they host Chicago on Monday Night Football. Me and Framps, smartly, have already picked this as a Chicago W. Owen has picked this as a Minnesota W. Wrong. The following week, they are at Seattle. I've picked this as a Seattle W. Owen has picked this as a Minnesota W. Owen, you're picking Minnesota.
Truman loves 38,000-year-old quarterbacks, I'm telling you. He's like, dude, Geno's bones are definitely holding up this year. Truman thinks Seattle's going to win like 10 games.
I think Seattle. I did not say that. Now you're putting words in my mouth. Now I have to
dude,
look.
you were like, Owen, they're going to get the number 1 overall seed is what you told me. I'm pretty sure you picked
I don't think
Geno Smith MVP
I picked him at 8 wins. You picked him at 5 wins. Bro.
Yeah, Truman was like last year they got lucky to get 9 wins, so they're only going to regress by 1 when all of their luck runs out this year.
It's not true.
That's what you said, direct quote.
Framps, what do you have for this game?
I think Seattle wins this one.
Wrong.
Correct.
Anyway, we're moving on.
Hey, you're trying to steal my bit.
Stolen.
The following week.
No, hold up, no, I'm going back. Minnesota wins that one.
That's so correct, Framps. You know, you're smart and handsome guy, I think.
Too many wins for
just
Minnesota.
Just because I think Green Bay obviously is going to win this one, and I think Minnesota has to have not end their season on a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, I also think Green Bay has to win this one. I think 7 and 7 and 10 is what Minnesota would end up in.
Yeah, so December 29th, you guys all pick this as a green. We all are all going to pick this as a Green Bay W. I think Detroit loses this one, or Minnesota loses that one, and then the last week of the season they go to Detroit. We've already all picked this as a Detroit W. Which means for my season, I am at 5-12, which is what Minnesota is going to go. Minnesota is going to go 5-12.
Dude, you want to place a $5 bet right now?
Yeah,
I bet you Minnesota finishes better than Seattle.
I'd take that bet.
Yeah? Okay. Another bet.
Incorrect. Easy as $5. I'm making $5 every show at this point.
No.
So I am at 5-12. Framps has him at 7-10. Owen has him at 7-10. The group has him at 7-10. You said you didn't want them ending on a 5-game losing streak. How about what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-game losing streak. How about that?
Paul's not going to be happy with you.
No. It's because they put JJ McCarthy in too early, and then they're kind of switching him out for Sam Darnold, and then they're just whenever you have 2 quarterbacks, you really have 0, right?
I think JJ McCarthy can squeak out 3 wins in his first season.
Oh yeah, Just remember, Seattle just lost a Hall of Fame head coach. Truman thinks they're still going to be just about as good. Just so we're aware.
I don't. The innovative mind of Pete Carroll. That's crazy. I didn't know we were lauding Pete Carroll all of a sudden. Oh no, Pete Carroll, in the year of our Lord 2024. No, Pete, stay. Pete, please.
Hey man, it worked out really well for what? Oh, I guess never mind.
That's right.
Shut your mouth, Truman. You're wrong.
Okay, thank you. Which means I'm right. Which means whatever he was thinking of, it worked.
No, just someone didn't leave. Never mind. I'm not doing this.
Are you gonna equate it to Joe Biden?
No, what?
That's great.
Oh,
Sorry.
equating it to NFL.
Sorry. Okay, I thought.
I keep my sports in sports.
All right, Frams. Before we get into Green Bay, real quick, I do want to do a couple things. One, want to shout out the patrons one more time. Patreon.com/OpenDisaster. Ozzy, Aaron, Skylar, Dylan, Joe, Mailbox Kansas City, and now open in the I District. I hope that's everybody. Want to ask everybody like, comment, subscribe on YouTube there. I do want to say that we did get a comment from the last YouTube video of we left Vita Vea out of our top 5, which somebody said because we don't know ball, and I told him that that's because he fell off. So there you go. That was the only comment we got. I responded to that one. Framps, how did you become a Green Bay Packers fan?
My
How'd you
grandpa
become an
was
owner?
a pretty big. Oh, how did I become an owner?
That too.
Well, okay. My grandpa was a big Packers fan, so obviously I grew up. And then I became a part owner when they did their most recent ownership sale, whatever you call it, and I paid into it.
There you go.
Do you get any like benefits or anything? Is there anything? Do you get any dividends? Do you get any?
Don't they send you a plaque?
No. Yeah, you get a certificate and a plaque.
Oh, that's cool.
See, that's pretty cool. See, like in your man cave, you got your Packers pendants and like framed jersey or stuff, whatever. And then you've got like a certificate that says you're a part owner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I
That's
think
cool.
we
Brett
might get
Favre,
like a
Levi
discount.
jeans. Sorry, what?
Might get discount on Packers gear, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Packers related question for you, Frams. What's it like to be able to name literally every single quarterback that's been the quarterback for the Packers like since you've been alive, like super easily in 5 seconds? What's that like?
It's really nice not having to worry about that, but then you start worrying about every other position that could potentially impact the team.
Yeah, I've heard that's the main complaint with Packers fans is that it seems like they have been at least the front office has been ignoring the skill player position for a while. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think they've done better the last few years, but before that, it was essentially just defensive players picked in the first 3 rounds every single year.
Yeah. The sad life of always winning the division, huh? Must be tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's winning the division and then not doing anything in the playoffs.
That's fair. You must be. I mean, you're probably used to that being a K-State fan too. So
Hold on.
Yes, I am.
kind of, hey, if you want to triple up, why don't you just stop cheering for Arsenal and start cheering for Tottenham, and then you can really have the same team 3 times in a row.
I feel like Arsenal's right on that same level.
Yeah, a recent memory for sure. But
Yeah.
what do you say we get into the Packers season? Truman, you about ready?
Hold on. I'm trying to do this. Okay, Owen. I got a fun one for you.
Yeah.
Since Brett Favre has taken over in 1992.
Yep.
Wow. Actually, man, this is gonna be so much harder than I thought it was going to be. I really thought there was only one player, but there's 2 players. Can you name, since Brett Favre taking over, can you name the players? Can you name the other 2 players outside of Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love that have started more than 5 games for the Packers?
Oh gosh.
Since 1992, who has
At
started
quarterback?
more than 5 games for the Packers? There's
quarterback?
2 of them, yes.
And there's only 2 of them.
There is one that I thought of, and there's somebody who actually has more games started than him. But I don't know when this
So
really
I'm
was.
thinking of Packers backup quarterbacks.
Yep. I wonder if Rams can do this too.
Okay.
I'm going to give Owen a shot. You might be able to guess one of these because I had one of these on my mind.
It's not Fitzpatrick, is it?
It is not, no.
Packers backup quarterbacks. That is hard, man.
Can I give you a hint?
Absolutely.
Because you're not going to get one of them. The one that you could get was actually he started for a little bit. He then got traded to Seattle and then was supposed to be the starter, but then was replaced by Russell Wilson in the preseason. And then Russell Wilson didn't relinquish that job until Geno Smith.
Oh, wait. No, that doesn't help. Oh my gosh. Actually, I have it on the tip of my tongue.
I bet Framps can get that one for sure.
Ugh. All right, Framps, I'm relinquishing it to you. My Packers backup quarterback knowledge from 6 years ago is lacking.
It was Brett Huntley.
Oh,
Right?
That's the one that you were never going to get.
And then Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn was the one I
think I would have gotten Huntley before I got Flynn.
Really?
Yeah.
Both of them were traded to Seattle.
Were they both traded to Seattle? That's funny.
Yes.
The other two, can you name the other two players to start a game during that time?
How many games?
They only started one game and one started 2 games.
And other than that, so they've
I've heard of one of
they've had
them.
6 quarterbacks since 1992 start games.
What?
Since 1992, they've had 6 quarterbacks start games.
Yes.
Sorry,
7. Seven players since 1992.
That is unbelievable. The Broncos have had
And 2 of those are just like spot
The Broncos have had 16 since 2015.
Oh, did you watch that video also?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Framps,
So
any guesses?
Did Deshaun Kaiser ever start a game?
He did not start a game. Nope.
Man, dude.
One feels like he didn't play until 2013. I didn't think this guy played this long.
Are any of these gettable? Like, are these names that I would know?
One is a name that you might know, but I don't think you'd think of him as a Packers guy.
Could you give me a hint?
Maybe the best quarterback in Iowa State history.
It was like Fleming or something like that? No, I'm not going to get it.
Seneca Wallace?
Oh, yeah.
Seneca Wallace started one game in 2013. And
I forgot about Seneca.
This other guy was with the Packers from 2013 to 2015. He started 2 games. He won. He did not win either of them. He lost one and tied one. Very interesting.
Yeah, Truman, you're gonna have to tell us, man.
Was 2013? Was that the Dahm replacement ref game? 2013.
I don't know.
All right, I'll give it to you so we can move on. Scott Tolzien. Scott Tolzien was the other player.
Oh, Scott. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Tolzien.
That's so crazy. I'm pretty sure there was a Chiefs season. I'm pretty sure there's been. Fucking 2018, the Chiefs had 4 different quarterbacks start.
What?
We had like Matt Moore and Patrick Mahomes, and
no, 2019.
And the other backup quarterback also started a game.
That was 2019.
Sorry, 2019, because we
Chad Henne.
Yes, Chad Henne started a game, but no, Chad Henne didn't start, but he got hurt. But there was another guy that started a game because Matt Moore also got hurt. I could have sworn. Let me look at that.
I think you're right. No, I don't think you are right. I don't think you started.
Chiefs quarterbacks.
All right.
History.
Framps, Green Bay opens the season in Brazil against the Philadelphia Eagles. Very fun. Who do you have for that one?
I've got the Packers. I think Jordan Love shows that if he had played the full game against Philadelphia 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that he would have won the game.
3 years ago, I don't think he would have won that game. I don't think Jordan Love 3 years ago was very good. I think he truly figured out something halfway through last season and has become very good all of a sudden.
I think he showed the flashes when he came in for the injured Aaron Rodgers against Philadelphia when he brought them back within, I think, a touchdown after being down by double digits. I think if he had played the full game, he might have been able to beat him.
I'm remembering COVID Jordan Love and when he played the Chiefs, and man, he looked cooked. He looked lost that year.
Yeah.
Huh. Corey, I was wrong. It was because Chad Henne was hurt the whole season that Matt Moore started those 2 games.
I thought he started both of them, yeah.
Oh, he started both of them. I could have sworn there was another kid.
And then I think come playoff time, Chad Henne was back and Matt Moore wasn't there.
Yes, because they had called because Matt Moore wasn't even like in the team facilities when Patrick Mahomes went down.
Yeah, right. They were like, well, fuck.
Because they were like,
All right.
I'll
Well,
get-
we're not talking about the Chiefs,
all right,
are we?
all right, sorry. All right, September 15th, Green Bay host Indianapolis.
easy Green Bay win, easy win.
Easy win.
I don't know about easy. This might actually be a really tough game. It all depends on if Indianapolis is healthy enough to do it.
I just do not know what to think of Indianapolis. I don't know what to think of anything. The AFC South's going to be the hardest one to pick. I'll give this one to Green Bay, but I don't know, man.
It all depends if they're healthy or not.
I don't know what to think about Anthony Richardson.
If he's back, is he at full health? Is he even back?
I don't know. Frams, where did you have this one?
Yeah, I think the Packers win this one.
Packers win this one, all right.
Yep, too much of an established team.
Fair. Week 3, they're at Tennessee. God. I think this is one of those where good teams lose to mid teams. I'm going to pick Tennessee. I think it's one of those where you're like, I feel like they'd be better than this.
I don't have to make stupid choices like that. I can choose Tennessee to win.
Tennessee to
I
win?
mean, to lose. Hello.
There you go. It's Green Bay to win.
Yes.
Frams?
I think this is a tough game for the Packers just because I do think Tennessee's defense will be good, but I still think Green Bay comes out with a win.
Green Bay on top. France, the following week, they are hosting Minnesota. We already all picked this as a Green Bay W. Means that France has them opening the season 4-0. I'm at 2-2. Owen has them 3-1. Going into week 5 at the Los Angeles Rams. I have this as a loss. Owen has this as a loss. What were we cooking on this
I don't
one?
know. We cooked
Big
up a little bit
Matthew
too
Yeah,
much.
I don't know what you guys. I don't know what you guys were thinking. The Packers are definitely going to win this one.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe it's because it's on the road. Although it's at SoFi, which means that there's going to be a bunch of Packers fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Any
The
fan,
stadium's going to be half empty.
yeah, any team that has a real fan base packs in SoFi,
Right.
which is why
Yeah.
LA should never have sports teams because nobody is from LA that lives in LA, and nobody gives a shit about the Rams or the Chargers in LA. Also, October 13th, Green Bay hosts the Arizona Cardinals. Me and Owen have already picked this as W for Green Bay. I assume Framps is going to hop on this train.
Yep.
Yep. The week after that, they host Houston. A tough game, but I think a game that Green Bay wins. Owen?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Green Bay will beat Houston. I need to pick some losses for Houston. So really, this is more of me choosing a loss for Houston than a win for Green Bay. But that's gonna be like game of the week. That's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
Two young quarterbacks. I know Jordan Love has technically been in the NFL for a decently long amount of time now, but in my mind, he's still essentially like this is his second year, essentially, in my opinion.
Green Bay also has Josh Jacobs, right?
Yes, correct.
It's just a weird one. It's just such an odd thing. Okay.
I think the Packers win this one.
Fair enough. The following week,
Yeah,
they're at Jacksonville. Oh, sorry. What were you going to say?
Oh no, you're good. Go for it.
The following week, they're at Jacksonville. Man. What do I have Matt going into this game? I'm at 5-2 going into this game. Gosh, man. I'm going to give this one to Green Bay. I think Jacksonville's going to be bad. I think they're going to regress.
Oh yeah, I have to give this one to Green Bay as well. I'm going to pick an ass load of wins for Green Bay in this, and I might have to look back on this and call myself an idiot, but they're still going to be a good team.
Again, famously, I don't know what to think of the AFC South, and I can't pick any of them to be good outside of Houston, and so that's why I just don't really believe in Jacksonville. So, I'm going with Green Bay.
I think I'm gonna have to go Jacksonville because I think they have to lose one of their first 9 games.
Damn.
Damn. Rams does have them at 8-1, or 8-1, right? Yeah.
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 Jeez. Do I have them at 7-2?
Do you have them at 7-2? Let's see.
Just count how many zeros. Just go up and see how many zeros there are. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I have 6-3. I have 6-3. Good.
No, you have them at 7-2.
Oh fuck.
1, 2,
That's
3,
scary.
4, 5, 6. Well, technically you have them at 6-2, but the following week they host Detroit. We've already all picked this as a Green Bay W. So Owen has them at going into the bye week. Owen has them at 7-2. Framps has them at 8-1, and I have them at a reasonable. I believe it's 6-3. Well, if this wasn't.
Nope. It is 7-2.
It's also 7-2. Jesus Christ, man, we're high on them. But luckily for me, I've picked some losses here. They come out of the bye week. They head to Chicago. I have this as a loss for Green Bay, obviously. Oh, you guys have both already picked this as a Green Bay W.
Not losing
Idiots.
to fucking Chicago,
have it 9-1
man.
and
Chicago's
8-2,
gonna win
way
like
too
4
high.
games.
The following week they host San Francisco. I know that Green Bay struggles with San Francisco, so I've picked San Francisco W here. Owen has picked this as a Green Bay W.
Yes, San Francisco needs losses, so Green Bay has to win this.
Nope.
I'm going to point out that this is a West Coast team going to the frozen tundra at the end of November. And also, I don't know. I think this is where Jordan Love turns over a leaf for the history between the two teams. I think this is where it actually becomes competitive instead of San Francisco winning every single game.
Interesting. Very interesting. The following week starts a 4-game stretch of primetime games for Green Bay. This one, Sunday Night Football, hosting the Miami Dolphins. A rare one that me and Owen have not picked.
We see what happens when Miami goes north, but do I really want to have the Packers at like 13-4 or 14-3? Because that'd be crazy. Yeah, it's Miami going north. Tua is not a cold weather boy. Giving Green Bay.
I just think Green Bay is better than Minnesota. That's why I'm picking it.
You mean Miami?
Or Miami. Yes, that's why I'm picking Green Bay here.
I think all of the above can be true that you both said, so I'm picking Green Bay.
Following week.
Also, why are those 4 days apart? But that's a Sunday night football.
I don't know.
Game.
That is crazy, honestly. Yeah, because the following week they're Thursday Night Football at Detroit. And this was the one, by the way, if you remember, this is the one that Detroit has a full week of rest because they played Thanksgiving the week before.
Yeah.
That sucks. That hurts. That hurts a lot. So that's Sunday Night Football. Thursday Night Football at Detroit, December 5th. We already all picked that as a Detroit W. The following week, it's Sunday Night Football. They're going to Seattle.
Hold on.
Me and Owen have already picked this as a Green Bay W.
Hold on. Do you have that date
Something's up with your dates. Yeah, I think your dates are a little mixed up here.
Not December 15th?
On like what's...
Is it not Sunday Night Football?
Before that. The November 24th, November 28th, and December 5th.
Okay, so the Packers play the Bears on the 17th and the 17th. Yes. The following week, they play on November 24th.
Yes, that's
what I've got. And after that, they play on November 28th.
That's what I've got.
And then they play December 5th.
That's what I've got.
The 28th is their Thanksgiving football, not Sunday night football.
Okay, so they both got Thursday Night Football. So that's the Thursday Night Football Thanksgiving game then.
Ah, okay, there we go.
That's where I got goofed.
So that's Thanksgiving night football.
Okay, Thanksgiving night football. Sorry. It's on NBC, which is what fucked me up. It is unironically Thanksgiving night football.
Oh, so that's the one where we have to pretend to like the Macy's parade before watching this game?
No. This one's the night game.
Yeah, so we had to pretend to watch the Macy's parade.
Or no, is the night game always Dallas?
I don't know. All I know is that the Lions and the Cowboys both play on Thanksgiving every year.
Yes. That's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is the one before Detroit. Because it's the morning game. It's in the morning.
Sure.
I'm
Still not watching that shit.
ball. I know parades.
I don't watch the parade anymore.
Really?
After the 88th high school marching band, I got bored.
What?
I'm sorry.
I can't. Really?
Yeah.
It's fun.
I'm hanging out with my little cousins at that point. I've got a billion really young cousins, so it really helps the family out when my siblings and I babysit the young ones.
What a weird hill to die on here. Okay.
Yeah.
That is the night game. Okay. Following week, so it's Thanksgiving, then they're at Detroit. Thursday night football, not Thanksgiving. We already all picked this as a Detroit W, even though they're both getting 1 week of rest. December 15th, they are at Seattle. We have already picked this as a Seattle W, or a Green Bay W. Me and Owen have.
Yep.
Framps, what are you feeling?
I think Seattle pulls this one out just because you guys talk about how San Francisco is the bane of the Packers. I also say Seattle is the bane. I specifically remember a bunch of playoff games where Seattle beat us to make it to the NFC Championship game.
Fair. That's fair. The following week, December 23rd, that's actually the payback that you get for trading them all those terrible quarterbacks. Following week, December 23rd, Monday Night Football. Sorry, so that was Thanksgiving football, Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football is that Seattle game. Monday Night Football, they host New Orleans. Me and Owen have already picked this as a Green Bay W. We think New Orleans is going to be bad.
Yeah, I actually am probably going to be at that game, and I think the Packers are going to pull that one out.
That's fair. The last 2 games of the season, they're at Minnesota. We've all picked this as a Green Bay W, and then they host Chicago. We've all picked this as a Green Bay W, which means that you and Owen have picked Green Bay at 14-3.
They've got a baby easy schedule, man.
I've got them at 12-5, which is correct. As the group,
you have them losing to Chicago. You cannot possibly have it correct.
Just wait. Just wait. No, I don't want to bet.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, you know,
the group. That's right. The group has them at 15-2. Ah, gosh, I don't know.
Man, the group
guys.
continues to be the stupidest member.
I don't know. I think you guys are. Listen. I'm high on Green Bay. Also, I'm just not that high on them. I still have them winning the division. I just don't have them winning 14 games and doing it.
All right, let's count how many actual tough games they have. They've got Philadelphia. They've got San Fran, and then Detroit twice.
Yeah, tough games.
They're most likely gonna.
Tough games, right? They've got the Eagles, which I think is a tough game. They've got the Texans, which I think is a tough game. They got the Lions twice. Yeah. They got the Niners. I would normally consider the Dolphins a tough game, but it's a cold weather Dolphins game, so it's not going to be hard at all. And that's it.
Exactly. Yeah, so there's only 5 certified tough games. They're probably going to split with Detroit, so really only 4 to choose from for them to lose. I don't think they lose all of those 4.
I think they lose hard ones. I do.
I think they lose 2 of those hard ones. And then they lose 1 stupid one.
Fair.
They might lose to, I don't know, maybe I got Indianapolis wrong. But that's the only one I can really see going like crazy. If I were to go back and look at my picks next year. I think they're better than Minnesota. They're way better than Chicago. I think you're insane for picking Chicago to beat Green Bay.
1 game. 1 division game ain't silly.
Jair Alexander is going to pull out a plate and a ramekin to save up all the stuff he's eating off of Caleb Williams' plate.
I don't think that's true.
I'm going to bet a Jair Alexander interception right now.
I don't think you can. I don't.
I can't. You're right.
There's futures.
But what if?
There ain't futures like that. That's crazy. That'd be insane if I could just bet on things like that. Okay.
Top 5 time?
Very interesting. All right. So that means that we all have Green Bay winning the division. The group has Green Bay winning the division. Obviously at 15-2. Probably has them as the 1 seed. Wrong. Yem as the 1 seed over San Francisco.
14-3?
Yep.
As of right now, yes. Green Bay's schedule is easier than San Francisco's.
All right, Framps. As always, we like to end it here doing a nice top 5. Top 5 players in the division.
According to tradition, I'll go first.
Owen will go first. I will go second. You will go last to tell us all the players that we missed because we always miss a bunch of players, but it's kind of funny.
All right. At my number 5 spot, this is where I'm putting.
Hold on just a second.
At my number 5 spot, as Truman readies the Excel spreadsheet to right now when he can finally type in the top 5, as if he's taking a really long time,
Okay.
but he's actually not taking a very long time at all. It's a normal amount of time. But at the number 5 spot, Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's one of the developing stars of the whole league. I think he's going to be a Detroit mainstay. He might be a ringless elite with Detroit. Number 4, this is where I'm putting in Jordan Love. He had a good season last year. He had a poor season the year before that. So this is this is the year that we're going to find out if Jordan Love is going to be in the 1 to 3 spot for the rest of his career. Because either he's going to be in the 1 to 3 spot the rest of his career on this top 5 in the division list, or he's going to be outside of the top 5. And we're going to find out which one that is.
Okay.
Because he's shown us flashes of brilliance, but he's also shown us flashes of not brilliance. And he's going to choose one of those this season, I think, and we're going to find out which one that is. Number 3, this is where I'm putting Jair Alexander. He's been a top 5 safety in the whole league for a really long time.
Safety? Hello?
Cornerback.
Wait, is he not? Does he not play safety?
No.
He's a
Anyway,
cornerback.
Fuck. Well, DB. Anyway, he's still a top 5 DB in the NFC North for sure, if not top 2. So that's why I have him. At number 2 spot, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown, once again another emerging star, really tearing the league up slowly as he still has to catch passes from Jared Goff. And at the number 1 spot, I have the best wide receiver in the league, Justin Jefferson.
Oh, man. I'm doing something that's unpopular here.
Yeah, so Hutchinson, Love, Alexander, St. Brown, and Jefferson.
Hutchinson loves Alexander? Oh, my God.
Oh my.
Okay. I'll go next. Honorable mention. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Didn't make the cut for me.
That's crazy, but okay.
That is probably crazy. Oh, well. Number 5, Jair Alexander fits in here. I think that's fine.
I swear he's gotten reps at safety, bro. I swear I'm not crazy.
I think you are crazy. Jordan Love is my number 4. Very good. I mean, like Owen said, emerging. Man, I saw what I saw from him in that Chiefs game. I think is the thing that scares me the most. I don't know what it was. It's just something. There's something about it that made me feel weird, and I don't like it. Number 3, believe it or not, listen. He's pretty good. Jared Goff. I'm putting him number 3. I know.
Oh,
Jared
my
Goff
goodness.
makes the list. Amon-Ra doesn't. I know.
That's criminal.
And above Jordan Love. I know that's going to spark a lot of hate in the group chat. I know how this goes. Number 2, Aiden Hutchinson. I think a great defensive end. Again, like Owen said, emerging. Maybe a future kind of star face of this league. And number 1, already the face of this league, Justin Jefferson. Even when he's hurt, you still kind of feel him. You miss him a little bit. I think he's going to be great.
I think we're talking to one person who does not miss him at all, ever.
Yeah, right. No. Framps like, thank God that fucking Justin Jefferson kid's gone. Okay, all right, Framps, give us all the players that we forgot. Give us your top 5.
All right. Actually, you guys really hit it pretty hard there. I think you guys got, I would say honorable mention, Rashawn Gary is pretty stellar on the defensive line for the Packers.
Montez Sweat, I think,
Mm.
deserves an honorable mention as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
I
in
think so
Chicago.
too. I don't
Dalton
really
Reisner.
think there's anyone. Dalton Reisner, yeah.
With
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Oh, just
All
Sewell.
right, I'm gonna
Oh,
go-
What about Sewell for Detroit,
Oh,
right?
Penei Sewell.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna go with here. Number 5, Penei Sewell.
Oh,
He's good.
good answer.
He's very good.
Isn't he the cousin of somebody else that's in the league?
Maybe.
Not too sure.
I don't know if it's quite like wrestling, where all the Simone guys really are.
Yeah,
related.
that's what it is. It's
Is it Vita Vea?
no, it's Sua Matia for the Chiefs. Is
Oh,
Penei Sewell's cousin.
That's kind of fun. Interesting. Okay. Rams.
All
Number 4.
right. And then I'm gonna have to go with. I'll agree with you guys here. Love here in the 4th spot.
Interesting. Okay.
He is the best quarterback in the division. But I just feel like the other players on my list above him just have been at such a high level for such a long time that I can't put them below Love. So then I'm gonna say probably Aiden Hutchinson here.
Okay.
Sorry, I lied. Hutchinson wasn't there before Love, but he is better than Love at his own position.
Gotcha.
So yes, Hutchinson is there.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, yeah. No. I was backtracking on what I said where the other players were better at their position before Love.
Okay.
Better for longer.
Yeah.
Hutchinson obviously
Yes.
going into a second season.
Right. 3rd season.
Yes.
Third?
Yes.
Jair Alexander, number 2.
Man.
He is good.
He's so dumb. I think that's my thing. He always just sounds so dumb. And he got suspended last year for running out there and doing that coin toss shit. I think that's why, for me, I can't put him in my like top 3 or 4 because I think he's just so dumb.
I know that Minnesota and Green Bay fans go back and forth because Jefferson will cook Jair one game, and then they'll chat about that until the next game when Jair has a good game against Jefferson. And essentially, they've been trading off good games for like the last 2 years.
Which, by the way, Framps, I assume you have Justin Jefferson number 1.
Yeah. Yep.
Listen.
Absolutely.
It's simple. It's like the AFC West. Listen, Patrick Mahomes is number 1. We all know it. Doesn't matter. It's just,
I think this is the best performance that we've done, Truman, on a top 5. I think this is we've forgotten the least amount of good players. I think Sewell probably should be. If I was going to put Sewell on there, I'd probably put Sewell in over Hutchinson.
I've backed myself into a corner here with Alexander being at number 5.
I think
it raises the level of players that have to make it into my top 5, and so that's why I'm like.
I think you have one glaringly wrong answer.
Because I don't have it on.
Yeah, I think so.
Or because I put Jared Goff in.
Yes.
Yeah,
guys can
Jared Goff should not be in your top 5.
Be a hater. Cry about it. Listen, that's why it's my top 5.
Dude, Framps, I need you to understand that Truman's on the be a hater to everyone else on all of these picks this year. He's overpicking Seattle. He's overpicking Chicago. He's probably gonna be like, dude, the Raiders look good. Like, and give him like 7 wins or some shit.
The AFC West is going to be dog shit.
Yep, Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell is probably the best quarterback in the AFC West.
I did have to.
Owen's high on the Cardinals. Don't start with me, boy.
I had to bookmark a Raiders tweet today, actually.
I also think Owen was oddly high on the Saints.
No, I wasn't. I said they were going to be around 8 wins, and you're like, whoa.
That's too high. On the Saints. I am correct in that you were oddly high on the Saints.
You're oddly high on Chicago, bro.
I'm reasonable. They're 8-9. I think 8-9 makes sense.
That's not reasonable for Chicago.
That is reasonable for Chicago. A losing record is
still
still
won
reasonable.
one game last year.
That's not true. Not true.
They had the number 1 overall pick, did they not?
Oh, and why did they have the number 1 overall pick?
Oh, wait, because somebody won on the last day of the year.
No.
Right?
Oh, and no. They actually had the 8th pick. The number 1 pick was the fucking Carolina Panthers.
That's right.
They were the 8th worst.
That's
they
right.
Won
they
like
had 5 games.
They won like 6 or 7
games. Yeah, they won 5,
games.
didn't they?
They won more than that.
My bad for not paying attention
You're a
to
hater.
the Chicago Bears.
You're a hater. Let's see. Let's pull it up.
You know what? Maybe I am drinking the haterade.
Chicago Bears.
I guess because they won.
Chicago Bears won 7 games last year.
They won
I have
7
them
games.
winning one more game because they drafted the number 1 overall pick and a top 10 wide receiver in the first round.
I might have been drinking that haterade. I might have got caught drinking haterade. You know.
I'm sick of this man.
Whatever, bro.
You know who I'm not sick of? Framps. Framps, I'm not sick of you. We'd love you to come back. I don't think we play the Packers this year, so I don't know if we'll have you on the show. But we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll get you in at some point.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Just have a Packers episode and I'll pop right in.
No. But I
Yeah.
mean maybe. Listen, we had
when
a
the Packers are like 8-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Well, and I mean, I think you'll be a little closer to us, so you might be able to come on for a little bit more here soon. So,
Yeah. Yep.
figure it out.
Yep. I'll be back end of the month.
Nice.
So not end of this
Nice.
month, next month. So.
Nice. All right. Well, Framps, do appreciate you. You want to check him out on Twitter? Twitter at Framps. Spelled about like you think. 2 S's?
Yes, 2 S's. That's the only trip up.
I think it's the double S that trips people up. Follow me on Twitter at Steam Machine. Follow Owen on Twitter at Owen Gosh Damn It. Follow, like, subscribe, do all that stuff on the YouTubes. And on
wait, I was
Spotify.
gonna read my bookmark real quick before I forget.
Owen,
forget to read it.
the music's playing, Owen.
Well,
Oh, you've got 18 seconds, 17 seconds.
the dude said this is the beginning of the end for the Chiefs, and looking forward to that crystallizing the season. Good luck.
Who was he a fan of?
The Raiders, but of course, hey, Green Bay Packers, man, nail it in. 14-3. Chicago Bears, obviously losing way more than last year.
I hate you. Goodbye. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks again, Framps. Bye.